Hey everybody, I'm Paste Magazine TV editor Allison Keene.
And I'm Paste Editor-in-Chief Josh Jackson.
And we are here with an appreciation of The Outsider. The Outsider is a 10-episode supernatural crime drama on HBO based on the Stephen King novel of the same name. Ben Mendelsohn stars as a detective who sees a very cut-and-dry case regarding the murder of a young boy in his Georgia town, but the truth is really not what it seems. The series has a fantastic cast, including Jason Bateman, Bill Camp, Julian Nicholson, Mare Whittingham, and Patty Considine, but Cynthia Erivo, on her way to an EGOT, maybe, really stands out as a private investigator who believes an ancient evil may be at the root of the grief and violence happening around the case. So Josh, we've really enjoyed this show. It's only 5 episodes in as of filming, so we reserve the right to say there's no more appreciation of The Outsider after later in the season. But for now, it's been a really interesting ride.
I've really enjoyed it. I think you nailed it with Cynthia Erivo really is the standout here. She plays a character that feels fresh and unique and unlike anything I've seen on TV. So I've enjoyed that a lot. And which is funny.
Her character, Holly Gibney, is a King character that appears in some other shows and books and things too. So,
yes, but she's the star of the show at this point, but really didn't even come in until episode 3. The funny thing about the show is that it really has had this shift from more crime procedural to supernatural mystery that happened about season 3, or episode 3, which is where she pops in. So it's funny to see the shift from focus being on more Bateman's character and as
she's
it's
at the
gone.
center of this crime. As did he commit this crime or not?
But I think it's gotten more interesting as it's sort of delved into the supernatural a little bit further.
It took me because I'm definitely a big crime procedural fan, so I was all into that in episode 1 and into 2. And then when it started taking the turn to the supernatural, I wasn't convinced that the tone was quite right. Like it didn't seem like they were balancing it quite right. But episode 4 really turned the tide for me. I thought that it was just a really dark, like horror. Like that was the first like horror episode.
It really dives a little bit into the maybe it kind of suckers people in who don't normally watch a lot of horror shows to give this one a try, and I think they'll enjoy it. It's not super, jump scary. It's just
that slow
leans
dread
into that. It is a slow, yes.
It's kind of a slow watch too, and I think it's interesting. Like the show has not garnered a lot of buzz, and I'm not really sure why because it has a fantastic cast. And
it's an HBO marquee show. You would think that it would get the audience. But I've talked to quite a few people who've been enjoying it. So. It's not exactly a hidden gem.
It's a quiet hit, maybe.
It is a quiet hit.
But yeah, it's a little slow, but I think that also, by the time you get to episode 4, really makes you feel that sense of dread and something sort of creeping around. And
and it plays with the theme of doppelgangers, which we've seen a lot of lately, but not just even lately. That idea of people who look like us doing horrible things, or the duality of good and evil in every man's soul. I mean, you don't really know what exactly is going on at first. But that does play into, I think, a common theme of dread that we might have.
And this is one of Stephen King's more recent books, which people have really enjoyed. And there are a lot of Stephen King adaptations.
I'm not sure what's left. I know the guy writes a lot, but I mean, there can't be that many more left to be adapted. It seems like
every movie, TV show, every other one is a Stephen King adaptation, and they certainly run the gamut of like some are great and some are awful. The Outsider is definitely on the more positive side. For sure, starting out. And HBO has said this is not a mini-series, that it
which
could
is interesting.
continue.
This could keep going, which hopefully,
interesting.
It maintains that level. I don't know where they would go from this initial exploration, but another supernatural show on HBO, I think that's not a bad thing.
It would certainly be interesting to follow.
Yeah.
So I think that's it from us.
That's it.
So for more picks and recommendations, be sure to join us at pastemagazine.com.